September the 11th, 2001, on that ominous day, it gave me some distraction from the enormity of what was going on that day to be in my own garden, and maybe I could go out there and take some blackberries out and make a little garden the width of the easement, which is about 30 feet, 35 feet or something like that, a long narrow strip behind the house. And I thought I would build a little garden, and it would, the only design theme that I had was that it would have a bench where people could sit and get a distraction from life's troubles. And that's the theme of the garden, is a place of respite and distraction from life's troubles. Considering the size of the garden, and there is a lot of work to it, and I do often get people offering to help. And what my comeback to that is that along with free labor is going to come free advice. It is always my feeling that as soon as creativity is involved and somebody else has an equal say in how things are done, it's very difficult to get anything done and keep the creativity. The only help that I do get and do accept, and I'm very appreciative of it, is my wife. I'm more landscape oriented, and she is plant and color and texture oriented, and she does annuals, and I tell her that she puts the jewels on the garden. The secret garden got its name because it, in the true sense of the word, is a secret garden. The entrance to the garden, it's a long narrow strip, and on the east end of the garden there's a gate, and from the gate to the street is another 50 yards of grassy pathway. And people, as they meandered down the pathway and came through the gate and saw what was on the other side of the gate, they would say, "I didn't know this was here. It's like a secret garden." And everybody seemed to be calling it that without speaking to each other. It was just such an obvious thing that it's truly a secret garden. I went through a phase in my life, I guess you would call it a midlife crisis, where my anxiety, which is intense in my life, and led to deep, dark depressions, and I self-medicated with alcohol. And over the years, it took me to a very dark place that almost took my life. When I do feel depression coming on, I tend to go out in the garden and start pulling some weeds, and one thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, there's a new garden bed. I was going into retirement. I was semi-retired at the time, so all these components came together that if any one of them was missing, this wouldn't have come to be. I'm hoping that the idea that it's a respite place from life's troubles and an oasis of distraction for people that have got things going on in their lives, and just like it has been for me, that not in the same way, but that it can go on to help somebody else with their troubles in their life, or at least be a distraction, and maybe while they're here they'll even discover that they've got a passion for whatever it is in life that gives you a focus and a reason to carry on. And so I'm hoping that in long term it'll be seen that way, not just a pretty place to come and look at flowers, but it'll be a meaningful place of respite from people's issues that we all have.